I'm really glad she took that. It just looked like it was pointing at me like I did something wrong. I was very scared. All right. When I was younger, I had all these arbitrary rules for the guys I would date. My first big crush was in a band, and he assumed I liked him for that. Wrong. It really annoyed me that he thought that. Sorry to crush your big band ego, but I liked you because you were in debate, and you were much better with words than you ever were with music. Anyways, I never wanted to date a guy in a band. I didn't want to be one of those girls. I definitely never wanted to date anyone that was the guitarist, and it was most certainly out of the question to date the lead singer of a band. No way, Jose. But then I met this guy, this incredible guy, who of course was the lead singer and the guitar player in the band. Whatever. He was really cute, and it felt nice when he held my hand. So I tolerated it. We've been seeing each other for only a few weeks, and I was out shopping with my sister when I saw this pin that was perfect for him. He, like many others, had lots of pins on his guitar strap and loved adding more. So I bought the pin and planned to give it to him before the first show I was going to attend. I met him at his house before the show, and he was panicking and freaking out like he always does. What a nervous wreck he always was. It was so sweet to see someone so genuinely excited and anxious. So I gave him the pin, and of course, he loved it. We headed to the show together, and I kept my distance while he set up. But when he started, I slowly crept closer and closer to the front. He paused between songs and reached into his pocket to pull the pin I gave him. My heart started to race. What the fuck was he doing? What is going on? And then he said into the microphone, "My girlfriend gave me this pin." And he proudly attached it to his guitar strap. I don't remember what else was said because I was now in full-blown freak-out mode. We had not discussed this. I am confused and in the spotlight, and I don't like it, sir. Nope. Nope. No. Not one bit. So I did what I do when I freak out. I bolted. No, I literally ran out of the room. No words, just shot out of there with a vengeance. Now let's pause a moment, because I know what you're thinking. I like the guy. He likes me. He made a sweet public gesture, and now I'm pissed off and freaking out. Look, man, I'm just telling a story. Obviously, I'm nuts. So I left the party and went to another party. My phone was blowing up with texts from friends, from him, everyone rightly confused. I just needed some space to breathe. I took my moment and came back an hour later. Honestly, I don't remember what I said to him. He claims I chewed him out, which is very possible. Long story long, and we agreed I was not his girlfriend yet, and we were going to take it slow. The next weekend, we had plans to go to Fun Fest together because we had won tickets in a dance contest. Super tight, right? Right before we left, I asked this sweet angel of a man if I could bring some of my Mary J-Wana with us. He did not smoke or break laws of any kind, so I asked because I'm polite. Trying to impress me with his coolness, he agreed. Now, through some unfortunate circumstances that were somewhat my fault, maybe most, but let's not assign blame tonight, we were running behind, and I really wanted to see Ariel Pink's haunted graffiti. So I asked him to speed up so we could get there faster. And of course, being the good law-abiding citizen he is, he refused. Being the brat I am, I pouted. Fun Fest had this app that showed you real-time stage schedules, and all the stages were at least an hour behind. I got super excited and showed him because now, if he just sped up a little, we could actually make it in time. Again, trying to impress me, he sped up and says, "Fuck it. We're going to get arrested, but I don't even care." Oh, yeah. Naturally, about 10 minutes later, there they were. Lights in the rearview mirror. We were being pulled over. I won't go into full detail of our initial conversation with the cop, but needless to say, he was a racist dickface. This might be a relevant time to mention that my companion is a Latin dreamboat. Eventually, the cop asked him to get out of the car. Now, this is where my mistake was. I should have eaten it. I know, but I didn't, and regret it every time I think about it. Then the cop came to my side and asked me to get out. As we're standing on the side of the road talking, the cop pointed to my companion and asked me, "Who's that guy to you?" Without any hesitation, I responded, "He's my boyfriend." Cop said, "Okay," and walked over to him. I see the cop talking to him, and he threw his hands up in the air, obviously frustrated. What the hell is going on? Cop walked back over to me and says he's not your boyfriend. Seriously? Oh my God, I started telling the whole story about the show, but he interrupted me. This cop does not care about our silly argument. Police officer went back over to him, and this is when I saw his mistake. He consented for the cop to search the car. I saw him signing the papers, and my heart sunk because I knew what was going on and the impending doom of what was to come. Cop found the weed, of course, and he says to me, "Either you say it's yours and I take you to jail, he says it's his, I take him to jail, you both stay quiet and I take both of you to jail." First, it was mine. And more importantly, no way would I ever let this sweet man be arrested. I would never, ever do that to him. So I agreed it was mine, and that's when he arrested me. He handcuffed me, and my whole entire heart sank. Holy fuck, I was going to jail. I say to myself, and then I started repeating, "Don't cry. Don't cry. Do not cry." I was not going to be the little girl crying in jail. No fucking way. So he put me in the back, and no one ever tells you how incredibly uncomfortable those car seats are, but Lord have mercy, thank God I have a squishy tush. 1,000 thoughts were running through my head, but I was able to calm myself down because I knew that he was okay, and I knew he would help me get out of jail. He will have a plan. He's got my back. Then, I look up, and that damn pig had arrested him too. What? This was not the plan we had agreed upon. Well, there goes that whole thing, that whole boyfriend thing. There goes this whole wonderful person in my life. I fucked up. Bad. He sits next to me in the back of the car, and I just started going on about how sorry he was, and he just calmly said, "It's okay." On the ride to the jail, the cop got chatty and turned to my companion and asked him, "So why don't you commit to her?" Excuse me? I piped up and actually said that it was me, not that it's any of your business, sir. We arrived at the jail, and the cop looked at us again and said, "If y'all want to kiss before we book you, you can." This cop was totally weird, but whatever. I jumped on the chance, straddled my man, and we made out in the back of the cop car, both handcuffed for a good 30 seconds. We were both booked, and needless to say, as a white girl, my experience was radically different than his as a Hispanic male. LaGrange, Texas is a grossly racist town. It was appalling to compare our experiences from that night. Fortunately for me, I had lots of cash with me. Cash is king, baby. And was able to bail myself out the next day without calling on anyone. My companion, though, called his family to get him out. So I sat outside the jail for a grueling couple of hours, waiting for his parents, whom I had never met, to arrive and bail out their precious baby son. They arrived. The whole family. Mom, Dad, big sister drove up to get him out of the county slammer. His mother didn't look at me. His sister gave a quick sideways glance, and thank heavens for his dad, he came up to me shyly, standing off to the side, and asked if I was his friend. To which I nodded. His dad shook my hand and gave it a little squeeze before going inside as well. The moment finally arrived when my companion was released, and all I wanted to do was relive our moment in the back of the cop car from the day before. Yeah, but the look on his face clearly read no. Then I had a painfully silent 2-hour car ride home with him. When we finally arrived at the apartment, his mother came up to me and said, "Just think about it." And she turned and got back into her car. Those were the most terrifying words I have ever heard. I ran to catch up with my companion and told him, "Your mom just told me to think about it, and I'm not sure she means your life." "Oh," he snapped, interrupting me mid-sentence. "Oh, damn." We finally got behind closed doors, and we embraced and kissed and enjoyed not being in a cell. And then he said to me, "You told the cop I'm your boyfriend." "I guess I'm your boyfriend now." And I agreed. And that's how we became we.